would you say to this? When I thought when I was reading Roosevelt there that I could just see if this was like a Facebook post and people are commenting, oh my goodness, there they go. What's it called? Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism. You know, it's so, because people are saying that like a parrot and they don't even know what they're talking about.
First of all, anytime anybody uses the phrase Christian nationalism, like laugh in their face and walk away quick. Because it's so stupid. It's like somebody says, I think you're racist, or I think they're using a term designed specifically to shut you up. They're not interested in what you have to say. So they're using this as a cudgel just to beat you into silence. And you need to, Christians, you know, it says, be wise as serpents. It doesn't say be wise as doves. Did you know that? But we sometimes allow the enemies of God to play games with us. And we answer fools according to their folly. We cast our pearls before swine. Our time and our energy is God's time and energy. And you should never argue with somebody who is not interested in the truth. Walk away. Because pray for them, but don't argue with somebody who simply wants to shut you up. And right now, a lot of Christians think that like there's one Christian value. It's being nice. And I have to tell you that's not a biblical value, folks. Sometimes speaking the truth is what God is calling us to do. And when we don't do it, when lies are being promoted in the culture and we are silent, the Lord is holding us accountable because we are to be the voice for the voiceless. So whatever you're talking about, whatever issue there is, and we say, well, I don't want to be divisive. Folks, God does not call us not to be divisive. Now, he doesn't call us to be divisive, but the point is, it shouldn't be whether you're divisive or not divisive. There are people outside this building, there are people out in the world who don't know God, who are depending on those of us who know the truth to advocate for the truth in the public square, to make noise when people are lying, when there is corruption. I don't care what the issue is. You pick the most controversial issue, election fraud, vaccine mandates. In other words, it doesn't even matter what you think about that. The point is, when somebody tells you, you can't talk about that, you say, excuse me, I'm a Christian. I can talk about anything I want because I don't even fear death. Number one. Now, a lot in the church are being shamed by non-Christians who are saying, I can say whatever I want because I'm an American. Patriots died so that I can talk about whatever I want. I don't need anybody's permission because I'm an American. These things are enshrined in our founding documents. But the church has been complicit in its own silencing, in its own marginalization. I say marginalization in the sense that in China, just as in America today, there are a lot of voices saying like, yeah, you could do your religion in that building at these hours, and when you come out, you bow, as I said, to the secular authority of the state. And a lot of Christians go, okay. And I'm here to say what I said earlier, and I'll quote Abraham Kuyper, the famous Dutch theologian. The famous quote, he said, there is not one square inch in all of creation over which Jesus Christ, who is sovereign, does not say mine. Every aspect of our culture, the medical establishment, the journalistic establishment, the government, politics, media, the Lord wants us to take him out of our theology, out of this church, into every one of those spheres to his glory. And for example, when you take your biblical view that we're all made in the image of God out into politics, guess what happens? Slavery gets abolished. Good things happen when Christians are activated, right? And so, but people say, oh, you want a theocracy, you want to force your faith. No. Nobody's talking about doing it that way. But if we have free and fair elections and we advocate and we speak the truth and we push back when lies are pushed upon us. I want to tell you folks, for example, I really believe Romans 8:28, the Lord says all things work together for good for those that love. So when he says all things, it means every horrible thing that he is allowing to happen right now, he is doing for his purposes to wake up his church.
So
now,
true.
if you did not see satanic evil on display, a lot of people would say, well, I'm fine, everything's fine. We are seeing things when they come for your kids, and that is what's happening. If you don't do something about it, if you don't care, you're dead inside.
You're dead.
God calls us, and he's allowing these things so that we would speak up, so that we would get activated. But the world out there, many of them will applaud you for speaking up. Don't be fooled that by the few cultural elites, the loud voices.